Yeah.
Huh. Really interesting.
All right, how's it going, everybody? I'm Metal Monster.
Now I am Full Metal 812 New 9. Something.
And then Sketchy Brains, a.k.a. Cinnamon Dream, a.k.a.
No, I'm not having that. Not in my house.
The artist formerly known as Cinnamon Dream, formerly known as Sketchy Brains, formerly known as The Artist.
A.k.a. Becca-chan.
Sure.
All right, let's go ahead and get into what's new in advanced anime.
That's whispering. Nobody can hear whispering. And secrets don't make friends.
Let's get into what's new advanced anime.
All right, so let's see what's new. Returning or leaving, my uploads aren't there. Let's check out this one, because I don't think we checked it out last time, and it seems newish. I can't see to find... Our galleries were lost when things changed over to the new layout.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the solution to that?
Okay, so they weren't lost. They were placed in some kind of holding archive, which could be transferred over. However, everything would look like he uploaded it, not the member that originally did. Members decided that they would rather re-upload everything themselves than everything showing up as if Light uploaded it. Because then Light would be like the greatest artist ever. Look at all the different styles he can draw. Crazy kid.
So the point is they're coming back somewhere? Or are they already there and we just can't see them?
We didn't really have likes before or anything like that. Your stats were transferred with your profile, so the stats are still there.
Oh, cool. Interesting.
Yeah, so you lost your comments and everything, but the data is still on the store in a way, but not there anymore.
Okay. So
that makes sense, though. I think as an artist, you would rather re-upload it yourself than letting someone else take credit for everybody's artwork.
Well, if that has a watermark on it.
I guess so.
Or like a note that says who it's published by. I don't think it would be that big of a deal. And then again, I could be very wrong.
We got new members. So let's check it out.
New members. Where'd you come from? Why are you here?
All right, GB. Hi there, cosplay fanatic from Sydney, Nova Scotia.
Fun. Hello.
Wait, no, it's not Nova Scotia. NSW.
Sydney, Australia.
New South Wales. Yep, Sydney from New South Wales.
Still fun. Hi, welcome.
You're featured on that livecast. Congrats. Welcome to the site.
Wow, your geography is impressive.
What do you mean? New South Wales?
Yeah, you knew New South Wales.
I had to think about it for a bit.
I would have thought about north-southwest.
North-southwest?
Because that would make sense. That would be in the center and to the west, so you might as well just say west.
Yeah.
New South.
I know something about Australian geography.
Like where you live, which is basically out in the desert.
The outback. The middle of nowhere. Imagine what people did in places that are really hot before there was air conditioning.
Died. I'm just kidding. I grew up in a house that didn't have any air conditioning, and we actually had an extra room that was on the outside of the house, like an attachment. And so it was nice because that area would be cooler than the rest of the house. We could sit out there at night.
All right, and then we also have the podcast topic, anime for non-anime fans.
How many responses did it get for topic?
Elvin replies that Studio Ghibli movies are a good place to introduce people to anime. I think so.
Very gentle. It's a definitely very gentle place to start, I think. For the most part.
Yeah, there are a lot of Japanese references, though.
But, stuff like Spirited Away is a really good favorite.
Yeah, the one thing I think is, like, it has a lot of Japanese references and stuff like that, which Western audiences might not get.
Oh, the Spirited Away did actually make it to Western theaters.
Yeah.
It did. It was a very big deal, and so was The Adventures of Arrietty, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then
Ponyo.
Ponyo was a really good one. I actually want to watch that again soon.
It was essentially Little Mermaid.
It was so cute. It was so cute.
Arrietty was actually, that's it's based off of the Borrowers, isn't it?
Yeah, which also had a movie.
Yeah, so kind of like stealing in a way.
Well, I
Not
mean,
really.
Howl's Moving Castle was also a book.
Yeah, it was.
A book that was not Howl's Moving Castle.
Right.
No, it was Howl's Moving Castle.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine because it was based on Howl's Moving Castle. I figured like the Borrowers is like something different. They called Barrietti something different entirely.
Yeah. Well, Howl's Moving Castle is pretty different than the actual story of Howl's Moving Castle.
Although the title of after that, you'd think would have some endorsement by the original book creator.
Yeah,
I
the book
think
creator
it's
liked it.
like,
I'm glad it wasn't what they wrote. They were glad it was different.
Oh. Okay, well, that all worked out. I wonder what the people who made the Borrowers think of the Underworld of Barrietti.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
And then
Trying to instigate stuff.
Quasimodo suggested Fairy Tale because it has battles, adventure, romance, comedy.
It was pretty cute. I have to say, I liked it.
I think for non-anime fans, though, it's pretty out there.
It would be. It would be a
A
little
little
bit.
bit. Yeah, probably is.
Because it's just like, it doesn't really have a focus at all, and a lot of it's just kind of random, and it features a lot of the yelling and typical shonen characters and friendship, believe it.
Well, I mean, that's not all bad, but I think it would take some getting used to.
Yeah.
What else? I don't know. If you've ever seen Little Nemo, that to me that's very much anime style, mixed with some things. Granted, the creation, the very first Little Nemo, I think was created in 1906, so it's actually very, very old. But the cartoon wasn't made until 1989, I think.
Some people suggest watching Akira. I've never seen Akira, but I'm really curious about it now.
I don't think so. That's pretty violent.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I know they made
Well, I mean, I guess if it doesn't bother you, but I think that it would possibly give you the wrong impression.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm thinking Blood Plus. But I did hear of Akira, and I think I did heard that, yeah, Akira is a pretty twisted movie, isn't it?
Yeah. I just know that everybody makes fun of the whole, like, bike sliding scene or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Loving your bike sliding scene.
He slides his motorbike on the road or whatever, and it kind of has, like, these 3 streams of smoke coming out of it or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So then lots of people make fun of it, like other animes will have, like, a guy on a regular bicycle slide. And then,
The corgi. There's
the
a corgi.
corgi, yeah, the corgi goes back and slides in the snow. And the Simpsons had one where Bart slides on a big motorcycle into the living room.
Huh.
Was it actually The Simpsons, or was it just somebody
I think it was actually the
animating
Simpsons.
something that was? Oh, that's cool.
Because I think, what's his name, Matt or whatever, said that he was kind of an anime fan and stuff.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Did not know about that. I did not know about that. So, do we have any other responses? What they thought?
No, that was pretty much it so far. And then I know we set up the resolution topic, but I don't think anybody posted in that yet. Nope, nothing about. I probably watched 1,000 times. I think we talked about that before. Happy New Year's. Elvin's book in review. Nope, nothing on the podcast resolution topic. Alright, so let's check out the articles and see if there's anything exciting. Viz Media celebrates 3 years of Shonen Jump.
Wait, 3 years of Shonen Jump?
I think weekly Shonen Jump.
Oh, wait.
Because they used to publish it monthly, I think.
Wait, so we actually have weekly Shonen Jumps now?
I guess so.
When did this happen?
3 years ago.
Why was I not informed?
I don't know.
Learn something new every day. Maybe you weren't destined to know about it till today.
The more you know. Wow. I'm leaving the podcast now. I'm sorry. I'm so ashamed of myself as an anime fan.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Come back!
Dragon Ball Z movie gets a 3-chapter manga to go with it.
Wait, what?
The new DBZ film gets a 3-chapter manga to go with it.
So wait, what's this new DBZ film? Is it not DBZ Evolution?
I don't know. Let's check it out.
As long as it's not as bad as... Yeah.
Tree of Might. Now it's the upcoming Dragon Ball Z Resurrection or something like that. film will get a 3-chapter manga adaptation starting in April. Oh, the April issue.
Wow, just like every character does in every Dragon Ball anime.
LF in the film's title stands for Frieza, who will be revived in the film.
Oh wow, really? Everyone's favorite villain, Frieza, is going to come back?
I don't know. I like Cell a lot, but maybe that's just because I'm missing some things.
Oh, I think it's more because Namek took so long to get through that I think like everyone thinks of Frieza as
It can take a long time.
I mean, they spent like forever episodes on that 5-minute till Namek blows up.
Longest 5 minutes ever.
I don't think you know what 5 minutes really means. Of course I do.
No, you don't.
Crunchyroll members now get manga as well. Newly included chapters of Fairy Tail and Attack on Titan.
So there's no mentioning or anything about how Bleach apparently appears to be on hiatus.
Yeah, it's on hiatus.
Due
But no mention of that.
the illness of author Kubo Tite.
He's probably playing Dragon Quest Heroes with everybody else.
Yeah, we get you, Kubo Tite. We know what you're up to. Nice try.
That's supposedly what Yoshiro Togashi's doing. Yeah, but
Yeah, well, I'm surprised.
But he loves Dragon Quest. So does oh, I know there's another person who's very popular who really likes Dragon Quest, and he's really old, but he really likes to play it. Oh crap! I don't remember his
if you
name.
want to look at pictures of stuff like that of Miyamoto at E3 conventions, he's not impressed with anybody's games.
Miyamoto?
Yeah.
What's the name of his game?
With anybody else's games.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's what you guys are doing.
Well, but you have to understand too that it's not always about showing everything on your outside either.
Yeah.
So I think that when you're part of a major company that manufactures like millions and millions of dollars worth of stuff, you can't always be like, oh, that's great, because then what happens if they hound you for investments or backing or things that you either don't have or aren't interested in?
Yeah. But yeah, they do actually check out the competitors' products and stuff like that while they're at E3. And supposedly he's always hanging out with his translator.
Alright.
Yeah. There's one gif I saw that was really funny and stuff like that, where it was just like, what was it? The guy was showing off something or whatever, and he finishes, and the guy doesn't bow or whatever, and Miyamoto's like smiling and clapping, and he doesn't see him bow when he's just like down. It's just like timed perfectly. His translator like thinks of it as like he's supposed to wave. He like waves, bows as well, and stuff like that. It's like he's got them all trained. That's really funny.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and get into our topic for this evening.
Our topic for today.
The rating systems.
The rating systems. What do we mean by the rating systems, Venom Monster?
Like ESRB and the MPAA rating systems for movies and video games. And I guess if they had a rating system for music, there'd be one.
There is one.
There is one?
Yeah, that's where you get the adult advisory stuff from.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much the label, yeah.
Parental advisory.
I wonder if some guy's mom just gets paid to like listen to every album, so I've been using it for a advisory for it or not.
This one's talking about butts. I better make parents aware of that. Parental advisory. I'm sure they streamlined the process. It's like, oh, there's another Nicki Minaj song. Parental advisory. She sings about butts.
Scandalous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. We have these different rating systems. We have one for the video games, and we have one for movies. What do you know about the movie rating systems?
So I think it goes G. Oh, there's one for TV as well. The
That's
Y7.
true. Y7.
They recently changed it though, so I don't think they have Y7 anymore.
Okay, maybe they don't. I think they do have a PG. Do you have a G and a PG for?
I think for TV, those are only really used for TV movies or whatever.
There's also a letter system too, which is kind of interesting.
TV. What was it called? TV.
I think the TV Guide ratings because it was originally put on by. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought it was cable companies that did that as a service.
There's also a bunch of letters that are like around the rating systems too. I think that like denote something like more specific about the show that you're watching.
Like sexual activity,
SLV,
stuff like that.
got like suggestive, language, violence.
Yeah. Y, Y7, G, PG, TV 14, TV MA. And then it's got like, yeah, the DLS or whatever, dialogue language.
If there's a
Sexual
G,
content.
there's a PG.
And the movie ratings G, PG, PG-13, R, and NC-17.
NC-17. So that's kind of interesting. I guess the movie rating system has probably been around for quite a while, right? At least probably much longer than the ESRB has probably been around.
Yes.
I don't know about that because.
Because I believe what it is like the 80s. There weren't ratings before that, but then a lobbying group called MAD, Mothers Against something something.
What?
Yeah, I'll look it up. I'll look Mother.
I don't know.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure that's not Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Oh, maybe. Oh, you're probably right. Mothers Against something.
Violence, something like that. It was a parental lobbyist group.
What
Yeah.
if your father wants to join the Mothers Against group?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
What do you get mother then?
Maybe well, it's because I remember someone was saying that it was a group that had originally a very good purpose, and then when they kind of lost sight of that, they moved on to other things and weren't quite as good. Let's see, ESRB ratings history. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure what it is. It's a parental lobbying group that were tired of seeing violence in like TV and video games or something like that. So they forced companies and stuff like that to start rating systems. So initially, games used to rate themselves, I think. And then I guess they realized that that was kind of dumb. There was no uniform system for that, so parents couldn't really trust the ratings. So that's why the ESRB was formed by them.
So is the ESRB a standalone entity? Who's funded? Who funds the ESRB?
It's a all the publishers do. You have to pay into them. You have to pay them in order to rate your game.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier and stuff like that. It's like it's an organization that's only value is the one that's made up by consumers and the companies. Like if you didn't send your game to the ESRB, I mean, well, retailers probably wouldn't stock it for one, but I mean, if you could get retailers to stock it, I don't think anybody would notice or care.
I don't know. I mean, I've worked retail for several years, and I used to work for a game retail company that will not be named, but we all know what it is. And you know, it was very, very important that we stuck to those rules. If we didn't check IDs, if we didn't, you know, let them know, by the way, this is rated this and this and this for this, this, and this, you know. We had to be very stringent about that or we'd lose our job, you know. People would buy stuff anyway just by your recommendations, but that's outside of our perimeter responsibility. So ultimately, you know, it just depends on who's buying, I guess.
Alright, so let's see.
I guess you could say then that video games has a pretty good uniform rating system now, just like movies and TV do.
Okay, so with the threat of federal regulations, a group of major video game developers, publishers formed a political trade group called Interactive Digital Software Association. Blah, 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 blah. And ESRB or something was developed. It was officially announced to Congress on July 29, 1994. But it looks like the whole start of this was because of Mystique's adult games for the Atari 2600.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Parents complained about it and supposedly even tried to sue the game makers.
Which they probably didn't have a whole lot.
Before that, they kind of like, yeah.
They were individual because a lot of them were like personal makers and stuff. Anyone can make
Yeah.
an Atari game.
Yeah, and the movie ratings, let's check out that one. PAA. So it does seem like the movie ratings came first because Congress was in the works, I guess, looking into regulating video games and stuff like that. And they were asked about whether they needed a movie-style rating system. So since the late 1990s, in place. So I guess they had a system in place since the 1930s, something.
Well, for a long time, actually, Plumel and I were discussing a few minutes ago that, you know, TV could really kind of put out whatever they wanted. You know, people would be, or news companies rather, would be able to show war clips and not have any problems up until about Vietnam.
Well,
And they decided that, you know, maybe it was best not to air those things with people getting shot or blown up or executed.
Well, TV is considered public broadcast, so the SEC controls that. So, yeah, SEC definitely shuts you down pretty fast. I think the radio is kind of the same way as well, which is why a lot of the songs on the radio are edited, because otherwise the SEC will pull them or whatever. So it is a little different, yeah. Supposedly you have you're allowed like one F word or whatever on an adult television show, or something like that.
You're allowed one F word?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's for movie ratings because when you write a script or whatever, and it has to be during a certain time slot.
Yeah.
I don't remember that much.
All right, okay, so the one argument against rating systems like this is it's a form of censorship. Agree? Disagree?
I mean, I think it depends on what group of people you talk to. There's always that.
Form of censorship. I think it's a way of informing people and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if like for example, if they like put up a T for Team sticker on Brawl or something like that, you know, it lets parents know that. Like,
Mario's gonna be punching Link in the face. Your kids may find this disturbing.
Well, yeah, it's a funny example and stuff. I think it gives them information, but you know, it's like people are ultimately gonna let their parents. Parents are gonna ultimately let kids do whatever they want. So
Yeah.
I
think one of the things, the main argument why it's censorship is the fact that because of the rating systems, NC-17 movies and AO games simply don't exist. Because, I mean, they would be banned or such. No one would buy them. Things like, well, mostly they would be banned and no retailer would ever stock them. So the AR or the adult ratings or whatever now carry the stigma of censorship, really. So developers will try on purpose to make sure their game is M, or more often than not, the sweet spot, the T rating.
Mm-hmm.
And in movies, it's the same thing. Producers will work very hard to get their R-rated film to be PG-13 instead.
Okay, that seems it seems like in that case they're trying to increase the scope of their audience.
Right. So it's encouraging a self-censorship in order to cast a wider net, really.
I see why it could be said that way.
Or self-censorship in the fact that, you know, it's death in the industry to make an adult movie.
Right, yeah, because it's pretty much just box office suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah, for this NC-17 movies, like anyone below 17 is pretty much you've lost their viewership.
Yeah.
Before you even like hit the theaters.
Yeah.
There's not. I mean, yeah, with like games like that, I mean, with games and movies like that, I mean, there's no real way to stop someone who it wasn't meant for to be viewed or watched by them.
Especially now, because they put it out everywhere. You know,
Yeah.
people access things illegally all the time.
Yeah.
And you know.
So maybe it's lost purpose because there's the way the change in the media has occurred.
I think it'd be really interesting actually to see on Wikipedia or some online resource how many movies have actually ever received the NC-17 rating.
The internet, Google.
Like a small niche of movies that like end up like reaching the NC-17 NC-17 rating, pretty much, or it's about porn.
List of adult AO rated video games.
Huh. Should be an interesting list. If it's not like ridiculously big somehow, then it should be a pretty interesting read for the podcast.
Looks like it's kind of long.
Well, a lot of these appear to be PC games.
Yeah. There we go. PlayStation Grand Theft San Andreas got an AO rating on PlayStation 2 and Xbox.
Yeah, coffee.
Here's Thrill Kill for PlayStation.
Oh, it's a canceled title though.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. And that's it. That's it. Wow, that's much shorter than I thought it was.
Interactive, it quickly canceled the release of the Thrill Kill, which was due to be released in time for the holiday season, due to objections over the game's high level of violent content.
Yeah, so all these other games are PC, and essentially you can make anything on the PC, pretty much.
Some sexual content.
Oh, Manhunt 2. Manhunt 2 was a AO rating.
Leisure Suit Larry, Magna Cum Laude, uncut and uncensored. Okay, so it's a more it's a less censored game, and it's for the Windows and stuff like that.
Fahrenheit Indigo Prophecy Director's Cut.
Yes. Got some naked things in there.
They imported the uncut European release.
Okay.
So the rest of these are just, So that's not even that many. 1, 2, 3, 4.
There's a DVD
6, 7,
game called
8,
Body Language.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 23, 24, 26, 27, 28. 28 games have gotten the AO rating.
Oh, 21 games have ever gotten
So
the
I think
AO
when we saw, 1994 or 96 or something like that, to now. Only 20-some games.
So there's only even one game that actually got released for the PlayStation that got the AO rating.
Yeah, San Andreas.
Huh. That's really crazy to think of, because I thought the most positive would have gotten an M rating. At least you can find a box art that actually shows it having AO.
Yeah. Maybe it got an updated to AO once the hot coffee glitch or whatever got released.
Possible.
Yeah.
What was the hot coffee glitch?
I don't know.
Simulated sex.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was hacked or something like that. They meant to remove it from the game. I guess what they thought when they moved the game, it gave them that M rating or something. How many NC-17 movies?
Wikipedia list of NC-17 rated films. This list will probably be much bigger, I'm assuming, just because movies are,
Yeah,
especially like worldwide. No children under 17 admitted.
Alright, so.
For extreme horror violence.
I wonder what the rating surrendered means.
Ratings.
I got an edited version to R. Orange, American Pie. See, these are probably, the unedited,
So a lot of these do say, edited for re-rating.
Yeah.
Edited R on appeal.
Yeah, so most of these are probably, the uncut boxes or stuff like that.
Well, a lot of it, too, when the ratings changed, they had to change other things as well.
Come to think of it, have you ever noticed how, a lot of, raunchy movies and stuff, end up coming with a DVD re-release that says unrated?
Yeah.
Why did they just leave it unrated instead of just saying it's NC-17?
Because there's one that's mouse.
Because you can't.
And there's
Yeah,
one
you
that's,
can't put it in the movie theaters, I think, without a rating.
Yeah.
I think theaters won't stock it without a rating. Whereas with DVDs, you can leave it unrated. So yeah, most of these are probably Predator 2.
Huh. Pulp Fiction by Quentin Tarantino?
Re-edited for R, though. Yeah. So any movie that you see that's R rating and then later on gets a unrated or uncut edition, that's probably what this list is. Like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
White Girls was? Or
White-
White Chicks?
White Chicks?
hmm
The one with the Wayans brothers?
Yep, because I remember
No, it's not on here.
I had a family member that actually rented it, and they didn't realize that that's what it was. So there's me, sheltered 16-year-old me and my boyfriend at the time watching this movie, looking at each other like, oh my god, I did not just see that.
It's not even on here though.
Fairly naive, at the time,
So it probably was an R rating.
yeah.
But yeah, it's not on here as an NC-17 movie.
No, but it was definitely upgraded to an R movie.
Yeah. So yeah. So I think if I'm sure someone who was a bit more movie buff or whatever could probably take that list and cut it down to the ones that actually were NC-17, and we'd find the list would be pretty small as well. I mean, it's not that big of a list anyway. I mean, 2 there, 6 or 7 there, a good bit there. And considering all the movies that come out of quite a long time, it looks like some of these are from the 70s, That's a long time of very few NC-17 movies.
Very true. Although I think you really can see a lot of censorship here, then, because it seems like pretty much the first appeal of many of the movies we see rated R now was originally No Children Admitted.
Yeah, all 4. Edited version rated R for sequences, So you can clearly see here, it's like, oh, the MPAA said it was NC-17. It's like, well, let me cut this and that and try again until I get to hit that R rating. Because I ain't releasing an NC-17 movie in theaters.
I'm not sure what their specific criteria, where they draw the line on being rated R versus where it's just not even acceptable for children to view at all.
I don't know.
It's tough to figure out.
That's,
sure this would be handy if we knew, a movie expert. But
yeah, I don't think they have a system, I guess, but I think at the end of it, it's just a group of people decide what the rating's gonna be, which I guess is why you see so many appeals and re-edits and resubmissions, on this list. I was just well, it's not that bad.
In this case, it seems like this does really encourage censorship then.
Yeah.
Because it makes you wonder what some of these movies would have been like before they were edited.
Buy the uncut version, then you'll see.
If they do indeed make an unrated version, but
yeah.
I mean, I don't think every director has ever talked about every single bit of content they originally had in the first cut of their film.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously they're going to make lots of edits and stuff like that. We see that in a lot of games as well. Secret areas and stuff like that that are only accessible by glitching that they meant to scrap but didn't.
With debugging stations that were in levels that weren't used.
Yeah. But yeah, it definitely encourages producers and developers to reevaluate the content in their game in order to hit, the M rating to not be banned or the T rating in order to hit wider appeal. Because you have to be carded in order to buy an M rated, or you're supposed to be carded to get an M rated game, whether the store follows through with that or not.
Well, we did.
Yeah. So obviously, if you're a game developer, you don't want people to be carded because then they get worried and stuff like that. And, maybe take away their purchase. Imagine your kid wants Grand Theft Auto, and then you go to buy it, and they're like, "Can I see your ID?" And it's just like, "Well, why do you have to see my ID? I'm getting this game for my 5-year-old."
A lot of people would try to trick you if they do.
Yeah. And then you see the little kid on YouTube crying and stuff like that because his parents are so awesome they got him an M-rated game.
It's just sad.
Yeah, Mom, now I'm gonna go kill those prostitutes. Steal a car, fight the government, yeah. They probably don't know any better.
Nope.
Yeah. That's like how you can unplug their controller and they'll still think they're playing.
Well, up to a certain age, I think that,
Yeah.
if you don't give kids enough credit, ultimately things are going to happen. But they're smarter than a lot of people think they are, and that's why kids pick up on behaviors that, other parents, they're like, oh, well, I never do that. Well, BS, because your kid's obviously reflecting that kind of behavior.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's our thoughts, I guess, on the rating system. I think we went longer than usual on this one. So let's get the member guessing game. What was the member guessing game for last week?
I think the member guessing game for last week was big letter G.
Big letter G. And who is the big letter G?
Why don't you tell them, Monster?
I have no idea.
You know, I told you who it was last week.
No, I don't remember at all.
No, it was that one member. I told you it was.
I don't know.
The answer was Marusuki.
Yeah? Is that really what it was?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Okay.
It was Marusuki.
Okay, we'll go with that then. Alright, so this week's member guessing game is... You know what it was?
I don't remember what the member guessing game was.
It was, what was it? Oh, it was, Jumanji in space.
Yes, like Jumanji, but in space. In space!
Alright, so we will try to put the topic up shortly, and you guys can discuss whether you think the rating systems are a necessary evil or whether they encourage a form of censorship. You know, if you'd like to see more NC-17 movies, let us know. Thanks everybody for watching. We will see you all next week.
Bye, everyone.
I'm Metal Monster.
And I'm Full Metal 82219.
Mega Flare.
Da-da-da.
Hey, Jiggy Jar Jar do.
Da-da-da-da-da.